Okay, here we go with examples C and D. I did ask you to take a shot at these, so let's have a quick look. Question C. Well, negative 3 over 2 is our base, so I know that my base here are the same, so my base is going to be exactly the same, negative 3 over 2. And let's look at our exponents. On our first bracket, well, I've got a couple of steps here, so I'm going to do this in 2 steps. I'm going to write another negative 3 over 2. Bracket here, and if I remember my rules, powers raised to a power, I'm going to multiply that. So negative 4 times 2 is going to give me negative 8, and I'm going to multiply this, which is going to give me 2 times 3, which is 6. Now I have these two things being the same base. My base is not going to change, negative 3 over 2. All raised to the power. If I'm multiplying the same base, I'm going to add those exponents together. Negative 8 plus 6, which is negative 3 over 2 to the power of negative 2. And of course you would hope to be done, but remember I said that you cannot or you should not have negative exponents as an answer. So I go back and I revisit my negative exponent rule. Negative exponent tells me I need to flip the base fraction. So this is going to flip. This is going to become 2 over negative 3, all raised to the power, and I change the sign of my exponent, 2. So I'd be done. And if I wanted to evaluate that further, if the question told you to find like an answer, I would go 2 squared over negative 3 squared, which is going to be 4 over 9. But I don't think in this question it wants you to do that. It says write as a single power. So there is my single power. Question D. Again, looking at this, I know that I have the same base, so I can start to simplify a little bit before I apply this 6 of a power outside here in. You could do it straight away. It's totally up to you. But I have 7 to the 2/3 over 7 to the 1/3 times 7 to the 5/3. Well, these are the same base. Whoops, almost erased that. These are the same base, 7 and 7. I'm multiplying together, so I'm going to add these exponents. 1/3 plus 5/3. 1/3 plus 5/3 is equal to 6/3, which is just equal to 2. So this becomes 7 to the 2/3 all over 7 squared raised to the power of 6. Now this is simplified a little bit. So at this point what I'm going to do, because I think it might be a little bit easier, I might apply that exponent in straight away. So I'm going to take this power to a power rule and I'm going to multiply that there, and I'm going to multiply it here. This is going to become 7 to the power of 2 over 3 times 6, or just 6 over 1, which is something. 7 to the power of 12 over 3. My denominator becomes 7 to the power of 2 times 6, which is 7 to the power of 12. And then 7 to the power of 12 over 3, which is just 7 to the power of 4, because 12 divided by 3 is 4, over 7 to the power of 12. This becomes 7 to the power of negative 8, because I subtract 4 minus 12, but I don't like that negative 8. So I make this into a fraction. For 1, I flip the fraction and keep the exponent the same. That's power of 8. This is 1 to the power of 8 over 7 to the power of 8. And 1 to the power of 8 is just 1, so it's 1 over 7 to the power of 8. Long-winded, but there's my answer for question D. Have a look at the next page. Maybe try an example or two. I will be back in my next video going through, well, I'll probably do them 2 by 2. So I'll do A and B, and then, I might do, well, we'll see.